poses. Okay, I think it's going. All aboard! All aboard the Shortbus, children! Get your helmets ready. Please let the speed normal. With the freeze? No way! I really hope nobody I know sees these videos.
I think we're going to hell.
I'm consigned to that at this point.
Yeah.
The only question is how long God will allow me to live. Or other powers that be as well. I was banking on Kevin Spacey killing me this week.
They'll send fat ATF agents to kill us someday. Because the majority of them are overweight.
Kevin Spacey will, or the government will?
The government.
The government will.
Or whatever ABC agency. They'll just hit some random keys on their keyboard and they'll send that agency off to kill us.
That's how they decide.
Yeah.
We got Celeste this week.
Okay.
It has a lot of dialogue in it though, so I'm not going to do where I'm currently am. I'm going to go back a little bit to make sure no NPCs try to talk to me. This girl doesn't like getting hit on. Oh, it's doing the...
Are the developers non-based?
I haven't seen any like political shit in it really.
Oh, that's good, I guess.
It's there's like lots of dialogue. I don't want to.
I think generally you should avoid that because like it's gonna age very poorly regardless of shit.
Oh dude, I didn't realize that was there. Where should I put this? I guess I'll put it down here with my mouse.
You can play with it. Are you playing?
Yeah, I started the game, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So after last week, thought we'd be cringe incels and talk about Wimixing some more. I was looking at that subreddit of female dating strategy a little more after we were joking about it last week, so I was curious. I'm not actually good at this game, so fair warning. Gosh, actually, I don't even remember how to do this part. And it's like very reminiscent of kind of the 4chan dudes. The guys on like /R9K, not even just normal 4chan. The shit that it's very similar stuff they say about men. Some of the themes were like, I don't know, never move in with him, never pay on a date. And it got me thinking maybe we should talk to our viewers about male dating strategy.
We should.
Give them tips. Are you listening to it?
Yeah.
Does it sound okay?
Yeah. The keyboard's a little loud, but I guess it's fine.
Oh, remember, is this on?
I don't know what you want to do about it, but it's all good, my dude.
There we go. I've totally forgot about that.
Now you can play with a tiny, horrible keyboard instead of a goodish one.
No, I remember that in the first episode, you could hear it super loud. That's okay though. They can deal with it for a second.
Okay. So.
Oh, I just remembered.
Me personally, I'm a dating veteran. Personally, I don't know if I recommend it to people, but if you want to date other humans, there are some rules you should follow. That's never show any emotion, ever. Otherwise, they'll use it against you later.
That's right. Dating is like a competition, you know. It's all about beating the other person.
Yeah.
You don't want to have a like emotionally vulnerable, trusting relationship with a woman. You want to like defeat her and make her emotionally dependent on you.
Yeah, that's generally good advice. Some more tips and tricks. Don't pay for anything ever.
Even if you asked her out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't pay for the date.
Refuse to pay.
Yeah. And
she's like, oh, thanks for dinner. No, thank you. Why do you think we came out here? Because I like you.
I only came to fuck you.
Pay for my dinner and then come home with me.
Yeah.
That's what women like. They want a man who takes what he wants. How do you do this? Damn it.
I don't know.
Are you watching this?
Yes. You say woman though, but really, nobody knows what a woman is. Even science can't define what a woman is. A Supreme Court judge can't define what a woman is. Unless you're a biologist, but even biology can't decide on
that's just middle
consensus.
school biology, bro.
Yeah.
If you're an expert in biology, you know that it's less about like chromosomes and it's more like kind of how you feel.
How you feel, yeah. We've advanced beyond the simpler forms of science that looked at chromosomes and DNA. And now it's I watched some Steven Universe, and now I'm a Mixon. I'm a Y-Mixon. Actually, I'm a gender that doesn't exist.
I was telling you about Steven Universe last week.
Yes.
Jeff was like, wait, don't tell me now. Tell me when we're streaming so it'll be a surprise.
Yeah.
Rebecca Sugar on her DeviantArt drew Rule 34 of Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Really?
Yeah, it had Ed and Double D, like, graphically having sex. Like, looking at each other with, like, really emotional expressions. I did see this with my own two eyes. It's burned into my retinas forever now. And Double D's like, my goodness, what do I see in you?
Jesus. So, did they vet Rebecca Sugar's profile, like, before they gave her the contract for Steven Universe? Like, they must have, right? And they saw that?
That's a good question. You'd think they would. You know, in Hollywood, that's not a big deal, but, like...
I mean, still, like...
They're like, well, you gotta do this stuff behind closed doors, Rebecca.
Yeah.
She's non-binary herself as well, apparently. Found that out from Wikipedia.
Is her name actually Sugar?
No, it's probably Goldstein or something.
Okay, I'll look it up.
I looked it up and it did not say anything about her changing her name.
Okay,
so
I don't think Sugar is...
No.
Well, I don't know. I've never heard that.
That's such a fake. That's such a cover name.
Yeah, it's like
that's like Harrison Ford. Like that's definitely not your name. I don't know how to do this damn level.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm gonna keep doing this before I just go back to the map and go and.
Can't you climb in this game?
Oh yeah, you can. I don't know how much that'll. Oh yeah. Oh, gosh.
I don't know.
Just ignore this. This is embarrassing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
What else was there?
We wanted to talk about therapy.
Wait, hold on. I'm not done with the male dating strategy jokes.
Oh, okay.
We gotta.
Well, when you're an alpha male, you get your pick of the litter.
That's
right.
right.
80% of women are throwing themselves at you. The top 80%.
That's right.
Wants the top 20%. So, what you gotta do, since you have options, obviously, because millennials and Gen Z are actually having sex, right? Which they're not.
Yeah.
Like a huge majority of them have like never had sex. But anyway, we're not addressing them. We're addressing the alpha males.
That's right. Alpha males like us.
Yeah.
So since you can have any woman you want.
You should never pick one ever. Like
Just-
Leonardo DiCaprio. And just keep replacing them. Every 4 years get a new model. It's like iPhone. This joke's kind of not landing, but...
Oh, there it goes. Another thing I saw them talk about, I mentioned it already. They said never move in with him. So don't...
With him?
The women tell each other don't move in with a man. Don't have Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah, if you're in a relationship, you actually have Stockholm syndrome.
That's right.
So what I would say to the guys is don't ever let a woman move in with you. Even after you're like married. Don't let her move in with you. Make her live at her own apartment. Oh, that's right, that kills you.
Which you don't pay for.
Yeah. If she asks you, she's like, hey.
Then again, if she is a strong, independent woman, like all women should be, she shouldn't need any assistance with anything ever.
That's right. So a relationship is just you meet each other sometimes. You go to the hotel together.
You go to a hotel.
Yeah. You shouldn't have kids either. That's an 18-year STD right there.
Yeah.
Even if you're married.
That might get in the way of your barista job. Okay?
Yeah. Think about your
career. You're not a replaceable cog in a machine. You're a valuable employee. And you should dedicate all of your life to making someone else money.
Being a replaceable cog in the machine is empowering. That's what... How do you do this? That's what all women and men should want to do.
Mixin.
The worst thing they told them... Sorry, yeah, you're right. All Womexin.
Womexin. Womexin.
Oh crap. The worst thing I saw there is, I think, establish queen energy.
Queen energy.
That really
like
caught
Ursula?
my eye. Huh?
Like Ursula, Queen Ursula. I assume many of them are modeling themselves after. Although originally Queen Ursula is based off of a drag queen, like an overweight drag queen.
Really?
So, yeah.
She was actually a pretty cool character. I'm not going to hate on her.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you probably shouldn't model your personality off of any Disney character.
Villains are actually the good guys. That's the Hollywood model nowadays.
So in Frozen, Kristoff was actually the good guy.
Kristoff is what men should aspire to be.
Yeah. He's just
misunderstood.
Male bossing, okay? You know what girl bossing is?
No.
No, I guess it's kind of like an ironic term used these days, but basically, actually, I don't know how to explain it really. It's an ironic term for like an overly ambitious woman, possibly related to MLMs, but
yeah. So queen energy. That doesn't sound like a terrible thing at first glance, but if you think about it, what kind of person is... What is a person going to act like who is trying to...
Well, is it used ironically? Kind of like, you know, how king is thrown around ironically?
I don't think so, dude. Not in circles like this. Okay. Like female dating strategy. No. They're telling each other, you're you're a queen, and you should act like make sure he knows that you're a queen. Establish queen energy.
Well, as a male, you need to establish retard energy.
Establish retard energy.
That's right. That's what we do, and that's why we're on the short bus.
If she talks about bionicles and calls them like those robot things or something, if she says an anime's name wrong, slam your fist on the table and scream as loud as you can. Establish retard energy.
Okay.
And I was just, queen energy. It's probably terrible advice. I don't think you want to behave like someone who is trying to act like a queen.
You know, this game is good, but I think it would be better if your character wasn't white. She should have short hair, and she should be ambiguously brown, and then the game would be better.
There is a dude who you see sometimes who's like, I don't know what he is. Maybe he's like Indian or something like that.
He's Indian?
Yeah.
Like
I think
Native American Indian or
no, I like Indian.
okay.
Well, he
How
doesn't
do you know?
He has dark skin, but he doesn't look black. Maybe he's black. He might just be really skinny.
How can I know unless he has a turban on?
Anyway, I was gonna say it's okay to have white people. It's okay to have a white woman in a game as long as she's in an interracial relationship. I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying like that's terrible or whatever. I'm just saying that's the rule in Hollywood. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how you get to that top part. So I'm not necessarily against that per se. It's just
Oh, that's good.
it's just that I think that it's like promoted via propaganda a lot of the time for whatever reason.
Why would it be promoted?
I don't know. I can't think of any reason, like a demoralization campaign or anything. I don't think that any like powers that be are trying to demoralize Western countries in order to as part of a process of subversion.
Interesting. Well, I know if you Google search blonde hair, it does not come up with white people. I don't know why, but
Really?
yeah.
It doesn't come up with white people.
Or is it blonde hair or is it like blonde braids? Blonde. I don't know, yeah.
Does it just show you like black dudes with dyed blonde hair?
No, it shows you black women with
Oh, you know what I should do?
like bleached hair.
As long as I'm doing this, as long as I'm redoing these levels, I should try and get that strawberry right
I
there.
don't know. I didn't get that result on Yandex, but I don't know. Who knows?
Yandex didn't do the same thing,
Nope, it just shows.
but Google does.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. I'll have to go look at it later. I really want that strawberry.
And I am using a clean browser profile to look at this, so.
So it's not establishing it based on your previous
No.
searches of ebony porn or something.
Nope, which I have not done, but. Not that I'm against such things, but.
I am.
Ebony.
Yeah, you should
Or
be
just porn
ashamed.
in general.
Porn in general, yes, but actually, yeah, just porn in general. It's not that it's any worse than normal porn.
What does ebony mean? Actually, I've heard a lot of terms for skin that like skin color that like I don't understand. Like I've heard olive, and to me that does not make sense because olives are usually green.
There's black olives. Although yeah, that's true.
Well,
There aren't
I mean, there are people who are like.
other than like Africans, there aren't any people dark Africans. There aren't any people who have skin that dark.
Yeah.
Ah shit.
Ebony darkness.
Ebony. and ivory live together.
Boning.
Ah, damn it.
What do you do?
Trying to get the damn strawberry.
She's very hungry.
I'm very hungry. No. I want that.
I don't want that.
Oh, it refreshes your thing when you, Okay. What are we gonna do next? I think I've worn that one out plenty.
We're going to talk about our experience with therapists.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're both nut jobs, as you guys probably figured out. I, in particular, had... I guess it doesn't matter. I don't go around talking about it, like, because it pisses me off that a lot of people, like, wear this as a badge of, or something, like, to get attention. But I have I used to have pretty serious clinical depression, actual real, not self-diagnosed depression, to where I had to drop out of college for a while. And I was in therapy, and they put me on several different medications. The first time I was in therapy was was back at my old college that I went to before, and that guy was really cool. I have forgotten his name, but I've got to go look him up and find him someday. He actually helped me a lot. He was cool. He was kind of a like nerdy guy, and we got along well, and we'd talk about like life and the meaning of existence and stuff like that. I felt like he seemed like he was very much a professional, but it seemed like it was less just it's less like methodical and more like we were just friends talking or something. I wonder if maybe there's something to be said about that. Like maybe therapy is you just lack some kind of human interaction and you have to have one. Anyway, so yeah, that one was really good. But then I was in college in a different town a couple hours away from here, and then I came home and lived with my parents for a while again. And my mom had some clinic that was a part of her her work, and I went there, and I was with two different people there for the time I went. And the first one was this very a guy who struck me as an avid football watcher.
So what makes you say that though? Like, do you have like sports teams?
No,
things in his office.
He was like somewhat fat, not morbidly obese. He had the body type and demeanor of somebody who like watches TV all day, sits on his couch. Okay. Like didn't really seem to have any light in the attic. Like okay. He seemed thoroughly bored by me, like I was troubling him with my presence, like, hey, get out of here so I can go back to looking at my brackets, my fantasy football thing. And basically the extent of what he had to offer me was like, yeah, man, it's really hard sometimes, but you just got to keep trucking,
Got to keep trucking. So when you say avid football watcher, I think of like the guy that used to play football in high school, and then that was like the peak of his life, and then he had to find a job once he graduated, and now he's like doing this.
Yeah, actually, that's a thorough analysis of him. I would bet money that is literally his story.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first one. I think he probably ditched me after that, maybe sensing that it wasn't going anywhere.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to. I keep forgetting that the escape button opens a browser on this keyboard for whatever freaking reason. Just do it on. Yeah. Okay. The second one they switched me to was this girl who was like probably a couple years older than me. and I'm pretty sure it was probably her first job out of college. And the there we go. I'm just gonna switch to the next one so it doesn't. There we go. It still makes you do all the dialogue. Yeah, she was an absolute bird, as a British man would say.
What does that mean?
Like a fucking ditz.
Okay.
She was, oh my gosh. She asked me over the course of the conversation about 5 or 6 times when there was an awkward silence. She would just be like, "How are you feeling?"
Like right now? Or
yeah, I guess. I was like, man. Oh, that's not one of those.
Okay. Well.
As like, so it doesn't help me much when you just like say stuff that like any person would have already thought of themselves. She had nothing interesting to say. She was a complete freaking dunce. After that, I was like, their secretary would always catch me on the way out and be like, "Okay, when's your next appointment?" And I guess I would always do it just because, like, I don't know, I was super depressed at the time and like didn't ever stick up for myself. And so, damn it, where's the next thing? I made an appointment still, and then a few days later when I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go back, I called them up and was like, "Hey, I have to cancel, I have a thing." And then she was like, "Okay, when should we do the next one?" And I was like, "I don't really know, my schedule's not really fixed, I'm gonna call you back." And yeah, and that was the end of that.
Well, my experience, so I went because I was having like anger problems. Not like angry with other people, but just like, I don't know, I would just get angry and like slam doors and stuff. And so I was sent to therapy, and I remember sitting down and like, I don't know, it seems like he didn't really listen. He asked if I was like taking any substances, and I was like, I can't really think of any. I suppose I've been taking some creatine for working out.
And so then he starts scribbling madly.
Yeah, and so he's like, "Okay, well maybe this creatine is causing your anger problems." I'm like, I guess.
Is in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I didn't really set up a follow-up appointment, but I did get a call from them. I think they said to like look for more work, even though I had work, you know, like find another job. And when their secretary called me up for like a follow-up, they were like, "How are you doing?" I'm like, "Good, I guess," because I didn't know who it was. So I just thought it was some person asking me if I was like doing well, and I was like, "Good, I guess." And they're like, "Oh, so you're better." And then I was like, "What?" And then they hung up.
They hung up?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Like, for not exaggerating, you were like, "I'm doing all right."
Yeah, like I didn't realize what was going on until afterwards.
Would you have made another appointment if they did that? Not how they did that?
No, I don't know what they would do, to be honest. As far as I know, all that shrinks do is like they listen to you, and when possible, they give you SSRIs.
Yeah.
So
I had a doctor do that. The therapist weren't involved with it, I don't think. Maybe he talked to them or something, I don't know.
Yeah, well, a psychologist can, but a psychiatrist can't, or I might have that switched around.
Oh, okay.
Whichever one, they'll both try to get you on it.
Yeah, that's another good thing. When I talk about like stuff I'm stressed about now, my parents also are always like, "Oh, have you ever thought of like going back on the meds?" It's like,
Meds will fix everything.
I know they're just trying to be helpful, but that really annoys me actually, because like my experience with them is they don't really solve the problem. It's kind of like you have an infection and you're putting a band-aid on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you know, a lot of mass shooters have been on SSRIs.
yeah, which could be maybe correlation and not causation, possibly. But I wouldn't count it out though. They had one of them was like some, I don't know, Prozac or something. I also have ADHD. That's part of it. So which is sometimes associated with depression, but so partly because of that, I think they put me on Adderall as well, which is like an amphetamine that people can get super addicted to.
Yeah. My dad's on Adderall
Oh yeah,
for...
ADD or ADHD.
No. For anger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was my impression of it. Is it made me kind of it made me feel sort of good.
Well, I shouldn't say anger. It was like, it's something like bipolar.
Okay.
Yeah.
It made me like feel like sometimes after taking it in the morning, I'd be at work and I'd be like, hey, things aren't so bad. But it was just that. It was like a temporary fix. It was like basically getting high on a drug. And I think that's basically the extent of it. And as soon as it wore off, or I ran out of pills, like it'd just go back to how it was before. So it's only treating like the surface, the superficial manifestation, the symptoms, I guess,
Yeah.
without actually treating the core.
I think a lot of people self-medicate for this very thing, actually. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people smoke pot or drink
Yeah.
just to do sort of the same thing that an SSRI does.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not an expert. I'm not a biologist, so I can't say anything ever.
Yeah. I don't know. That, well, we can say our anecdotal experience of it. We're at about a half hour. Should we switch to yours?
Sure.
I think we've got our system figured out. Yeah, boy.
I just wonder what Gannon's up to. Actually,
My
no.
boy.
You can't have those characters now
Why not?
because they're not progressive enough.
That's right. There weren't any black characters in CDI Legend
Link
of
needs
Zelda.
to be black. Hey yo, I wonder what that Ganon's up to.
Link never talks though. How can you have silence?
He talks in the CDI games.
If you made a Legend of Zelda
And he
game,
can hold his bow sideways. And the hook shot, he can hold that sideways too.
Okay, and now we go. There we go.
Very good, very good.
You have to figure out controls.
I'll figure them out. I mean, it's a platform. How hard could it be?
How hard could it be? Let's find out.
I thought Oh, okay. B is.
Hold on.
Hold on, what?
I hear this. I hear the music. I guess it doesn't matter a whole lot if it's just coming out of the speakers.
Here.
I'd rather not have it though. Hold on.
Okay.
How could what could we do with Link?
You can make him deaf.
Deaf? Is that black?
No.
No.
Deaf is when you can't hear.
No. If we make Link black, what do we change about him?
His skin tone. You can make the king gay. My boy.
My boy. That's basically what Ultra Warriors strive for. It's what Ultra Warriors at the club are talking about.
What are those things?
So I'm saying like, if all he does is go like, yeah. You change it to black. It can be like,
When he dies, he can go, sheesh. You know, it's kind of weird. Like, they like to do this representation thing, but in order to do the representation, they use, like, stereotypes in order to do it.
I think. Did you hear this about Star Wars? They in the promotional poster for the first of the most recent trilogy they shrunk the black dude really small for the promotional poster that was shown in China. I think
Yeah, I heard about that.
in Hollywood they don't really care. Maybe they even are actually racist themselves. I don't know, maybe some of them. But
What?
they obviously
No.
they obviously have to show outwardly that they're progressive or something, but maybe they do it in a way that's like backhandedly kind of.
Are you a bug in this game?
Yeah, you're like a beetle thing.
Huh?
What did you think Hollow Knight meant? You think a skeleton?
I don't know. I just saw it.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
A lot of people play.
Yeah, you're a bug. You're in a bug world. All of your enemies are bugs.
Gross. A bug. Anyway.
So, yeah, I think they do it in a kind of tongue-in-cheek way that only some people will get. I think they like doing it that way.
Hollywood.
Yeah. They're like,
Fucking inside jam.
yeah, and like lizard people in general, I think they like kind of giving hints at what they're doing, but only in ways that isn't like explicitly provable. Just to be kind of like, haha, we're doing this and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Because they're all narcissists.
Epstein.
They all have God complex.
I mean, I remember. Well, I mean, technically, we're talking about conspiracy theories. Technically, Epstein's Island and everything around it is a conspiracy theory. You know what I'm saying?
We don't want to talk about it too much. Even though everybody knows that it happened, you wouldn't want people to think that you're a conspiracy theorist. Like, yeah, we know that's like true and stuff, but it kind of sounds like conspiracy theories.
Do you think the federal government's really trafficking children? They've never done that before. The Finders cult never existed. Come on. It's one of those things like, if you did just hear about it, you would think, yeah, this guy's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the crux of the biscuit. Same with all the other propaganda stuff. All they care about is what it sounds like on the surface. As long as you can make like a 2-line argument that convinces most people, that's all you need, man. Like, come on, bro. You don't need to talk about the temple on Epstein's Island with the like statue of Moloch in it.
It's just a gym, okay?
It's just his synagogue, man. Yeah, he may have been a serial rapist, but like, you don't need to be anti-Semitic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We don't want to be talking about that conspiracy theory shit.
Yeah, that's their favorite word now. Anything they want the public to just not believe, they just call it a conspiracy theory.
Alt-right conspiracy theorists on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, we were going to go more into alt-right as well.
Yeah.
I think we touched on this last time, but then we got distracted by another tangent, which I don't know why that happened. We don't ever do that. We don't burn through like 20 different topics in 10 minutes because we both have like hyperactive ADHD brains.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Probably. I mean, look, they said that I might in school, but I never pursued it because I don't care.
That's how you should do it. If people are like, "Hey, bro, I think you're autistic. You should go get diagnosed." Just be like, "Nah,
I don't care.
be like, just scream as loud as you can."
I better change all my behaviors for you.
That's how you establish dominance. Scream as loud as you can.
Yeah.
Establish retard energy.
Exactly.
So alt-right, I think that was coined in 2016. It might have been Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
That's among the things that they call those right-wing people who we hate, who mainly on the internet in particular.
Well, I think originally it was used to describe people who recently joined, or recently voted for a right-wing politician. So it's like, oh, you're alt-right because you might have voted for Trump because, you saw that Obama did nothing. He didn't close Guantanamo Bay. He didn't stop the war.
Didn't stop tax cuts.
Yeah.
Maybe, I think I'm remembering Hillary Clinton talking about it, and she was talking about, I didn't practice Hillary Clinton either. This is conservatism as we've never seen it. They're talking about race wars. They're talking about white supremacy, which they accused they accused like neocons of all that same shit.
Yeah, the difference is neocons go, no, I'm not racist.
That's right.
I promise.
That's right. Yeah, neocons are like, I'm not racist. I have black friends. I'm not sexist. I have a daughter.
I don't know why.
Nowadays on the internet, they're like, I am a racist. I don't even have any black friends. I promise, I am.
Wait, what?
I'm just joking. Because, yeah. I promise, I am a racist. I don't even have any black friends. Anyway. So yeah, that's the alt-right. That's not like, I don't accept that term though. I think it's just a thing they made up in order to marginalize like younger right-wing people on the internet, which they weren't
they made the term and then they're like, oh, look at how these alt-righters the term we just made up, look at what they're doing.
Yeah.
Now that we've all grouped you into a nicely attackable group, we can...
I think you have to slash down.
It's not what...
Oh, no, never mind.
Is there a ground pound?
Oh, there might be. There's some kind of special move. I don't know how to do it though. You look at the controls maybe.
I think you unlock moves in this game.
Maybe. It's one of those words like we were talking about last time, how they think of a new word every few years. About every 2 or so years. Yeah, there was shitlords, and there was alt-right. I think alt-right was the next one after shitlord. And then...
Shitlord didn't stick though.
Yeah, that was mostly like Tumblr types. Alt-right, yeah, they used alt-right a whole lot. Incel was that one quite a few people used. One time
I mean, people still use it, but...
Yeah. That one was, yeah. Some people, other than just Tumblr types, were in on that one. a girl at work said that to me one time.
That you're
said-
an incel.
She said, we had some kind of chat and someone posted a meme and I said like top lel or like top kek or something like that. And she was like, no incel terms, please. You're above that. And I was like, I said something autistic to her, like, no Tumblr terms, please. You're above that. Hated that girl.
Was she hot?
No, she was not. She was one of those rare girls who's actually good at programming. And she was taller than me, and I'm pretty tall. And she was not attractive.
She's tall.
Yeah, she's very tall. She was weird. She was like, I think she had narcissistic personality disorder.
Seems to be a common thing
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
Maybe that's social media doing that. I love all this attention. It must be because I'm so awesome. Well, a lot of people want to fuck you, so I guess you must be.
Thank you to all my supporters, she says on her OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone who supported me and appreciated my artistic work.
Why doesn't anyone want to marry me? Why? Why can't
Doesn't
I get
make
a
sense.
boyfriend?
John Green. Just because you've tried a few cereals doesn't mean you can't try some more cereals.
Yeah.
Okay, retard. How about just because 20 people have eaten from this bowl of cereal doesn't mean that you don't want to also eat from that same bowl of cereal.
They didn't just eat from it. They put their dick in that cereal. No.
20 other guys came into this cereal bowl.
You want to eat out of it?
Why don't you eat this cereal? Yeah. It's all this stuff that they talk about. There's one thing I hate about moral. You're in that morals and ethics class right now, right?
Yeah.
Something that bugs me is like these people think that they know more about morality by virtue of studying it a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, by studying lots of morality, you become more virtuous than like a farmer or whatever who is just an honest person. In fact, a lot of them are horrible people, I think.
They taught about John Money in this class. So.
Yeah. I think people who really get into that, it's usually because they are trying to ease their conscience about inner guilt that they have. And it's like, it's all, the study of morality is never about like, how can we be as good of a person as possible? Well, I mean, that's supposedly what it is, but you see them actually in action. All they seem to do with it is like break down things that people should know intuitively, like it's bad to murder someone. They're like, well, what if we establish these axioms about morality, and this is what determines whether something is moral or not. Therefore, if someone is enacting cultural violence on a large group of people, then that justifies murder for the greater good. Shit like that. It's all about breaking down stuff that people should know intuitively. When murder is wrong or rape is wrong or...
Well, to me, it just seems to be going backwards. It's like, okay, we have the assumption that we already know that, okay, you probably shouldn't kill people. And then we should build some moral framework around that to attempt to explain it.
That's how it should be, you mean? Or
No,
that's
that
how
seems to be like what happens.
No.
That's what they do.
Well, I don't know. It's more like, my impression of it is they create some system where they say this is the thing that we establish to be the ultimate good, like least pain and most pleasure or something like that. That's how you define good. I think you're heading back towards the beginning area.
I don't know how to get past that floor.
There's like a charge attack. Did you talk to this guy?
Okay.
That
The guy in the
yeah,
temple?
try talking to him.
I did.
Oh, okay, never mind.
He's not giving me helpful advice.
So yeah, they create these methods of examining morality which always seem to be tangential to the truth, as far as I can tell, and then they go 100% in that direction and end up saying stupid shit like, "Oh, it's okay to murder a guy if he's like pissing you off." Anyway, I think it's stupid. I don't think philosophy, sure, but the study of ethics is about as useful as the study of gender. It's like it's something that people should just know, and you're only breaking it down by trying to pick it apart.
You always have to defer to authority, even if you're.
You have to peer review any claim that you make about morality.
Yeah.
And if the
I
establishment
can't define what a woman is, okay? I'm not a biologist.
what do the leaders in sexology have to say about what a woman is?
Yeah.
Do they agree with you?
They got a useless degree. They must be good for something. So.
You said in your class it's not as bad. When I took the class, the dude took any opportunity he could to preach his like freaking postmodern left of left. This guy's the most liberal dude I've ever known in my life. Like,
Yeah, didn't you say he was like
ex-Christian and anti-Christian, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Well, no, you said he was like pro cheese pizza.
Oh yeah. Oh man, you're gonna send me off on another rant on this one. We watched this podcast about this dude who had a brain injury and then was looking at cheese pizza, for those who are in the know, and talking about like whether he had moral responsibility for that action and whether him like getting jail time or whatever was just. And this dude who is on, they were interviewing, was this neuroscientist, I think. He was talking about how it was appalling that this guy had legal repercussions for this thing that he couldn't control. And they're kind of...
Couldn't control it? What do you mean?
He had some brain damage and it changed his behavior. And it was like he'd had insatiable urges or something. But their point is it changed his brain, therefore he wasn't responsible for his actions, I guess. But then that led them to ask, like, when are people responsible for their actions? It's like your brain is how it is. And his thing was kind of, well, we're just like meat robots and nothing we do is our choice, and it's all decided by these chemicals, which are our code, basically.
That doesn't matter, because we act like we have...
Yeah, it doesn't matter within the scope of asking what, your morals are. Even if you didn't decide to be whatever you are. Asking that question while deciding if something is morally good or bad is totally irrelevant. Anyway, people like that guy pissed me off. He was talking about, they were like, well, dude, is there anything like that is true about our personality, or is it all just the whims of chemicals? The dude gave this retarded answer like, I'm a huge hypocrite because sometimes people at my work tell me that like I dressed really well and the colors match, and I say thank you. I'm a hypocrite. I say thank you. Instead of telling them, oh, well, actually, that's because of the way that my brain processes colors and like the cones in my eyes. Yeah, fucking. I hate these like neuroscientists who think that they can quantize every whim of the human mind, like every human emotion. Oh yeah, I can like explain that with math, and we can like make a drug to, or hypothetically in the future we could make a drug to counter that. In the future, bro, we'll just have like a drug that makes you happy and fulfilled as a person, and then we won't need to do anything anymore.
And you can just sit around all day.
And it'll totally be different from just like cocaine or whatever the current method of doing that is. It's totally not the same thing.
The difference is that there'll be a doctor involved.
Yeah. The medical consensus is that
Again, you're deferring to authority, therefore it's better.
the experts in the field say that
Trust me, doctors never make any mistake. They never kill people.
what are we gonna call the drug?
Happy.
Happy
No, it's
has to end with
fulfillment.
Hapex. If you take Hapex, 90% of doctors agree that Hapex gives you more genuine human happiness than having a family and a social network.
You don't need those things. You just do your job, and then
You just do your job.
that's all you need to do in life is get a job and pay taxes.
Oh, but Hapex will kill you roughly around the time that you are no longer useful to the workforce.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's just like every other self-medication.
Just like being obese.
Yeah.
So
Well, I guess you're less useful. Well, no, sometimes. I guess if you're in an office, you don't really need to use your body for anything. You just need to look at computer.
incel conspiracy theorists say that Hapex isn't real happiness, and that you have to have happiness in the antiquated methods that people of the olden times did, like having a family and people who you love.
I'm glad I used up my. Does it refill it? Yeah, there it goes. What is that stuff in the top left of the HUD? That white fluid that fills up and then you concentrate and you get rid of it and you feel better afterwards.
I don't know. Doesn't sound like anything I've ever heard of. It's Hapex. Oh, you're in a pool of Hapex right now.
Yeah, Hapex. Happiness is the.
Ask your doctor if Hapex is right for you.
Well, maybe I don't know. I think there's just too much society focus on just being happy instead of like any responsibilities that you might have.
Which may explain why nobody is happy and everybody like has depression and a flurry of other mental diseases. That was when we were talking about depression and stuff earlier, what the doctor actually who prescribed me all that stuff told me like, hey, this can help, but the real issue is, your lifestyle. It's I think the things really driving things like depression and maybe anxiety as well, is people living how we live nowadays. Being on the computer all day, not interacting with people, not going outside. The real cure to depression, as far as I can tell, is you have to fix your sleep schedule, exercise regularly, try to.
No, we can't monetize that. We can't sell pills that cost $300 a month.
Yeah, there you go. That's the crux of the biscuit, right? No, we're on the money.
Okay, we should wrap this up soon.
Yeah,
I like this game so far.
it's a pretty cool game.
It's
I
cute.
should get farther in it. Actually, I got somewhat farther, but it was on the Switch, so I'd have to redo it if I do it on the computer.
Hello, computer.
Hello, world. Yeah. Yeah, we can't monetize that. Exercise, sleep schedule, talk to other humans every now and then, even if you're like a weirdo who gets 100% introverted on Myers-Briggs tests like I do. What else? Don't be on like video games all day. Quit drinking and drugs if you're on any of that shit. Quit porn if you're on that. A handful of others. Eat healthier. This is, yeah, like it sounds like, oh, like, okay, yeah, but it's like because of a brain imbalance. My thinking is these brain imbalances are happening largely as a result of the way we live,
yeah.
and B, our society.
What? The way you live doesn't affect your brain.
And society in general.
Oh.
We live in a society and nobody seems to be very happy about it. You ever thought of like how people seem to be so fascinated with like end of world ideas? Like there are so many movies,
like society collapsing.
Yeah, movies and comics and TV shows about a zombie apocalypse or a, post Fallout, or Fallout, post World War III kind of situations.
Yeah.
It seems to me like people would prefer that to this grid-like, totally inorganic situation that we have going on in the world right now. We're fed all this bullshit by Hollywood and lied to by our government constantly, and nobody knows anybody who lives around them. Nobody really gives a shit about each other. Everything in our culture is based around posturing and pretending. Oh, that's not a boss, that's just another mini boss. I thought you were at the first boss for a second.
Are these guys zombies? 'Cause they look just like the NPCs. I guess they're bad guys. They're bad NPCs.
I feel like you're better at this game already, even though you just started it. You're better at this game than I am.
Okay.
I was having trouble getting the controls for this down.
Well, you were playing on a Switch.
Money. Yeah, maybe I
I'd
just
say
like.
the Switch doesn't actually have that kind of controls.
I just always prefer the keyboard to controllers. Here's a hot take for you. Everybody says the controller is better for Dark Souls games. It's not. Keyboard and mouse is better. You can move around. You can change direction with the mouse way better than you can with the joystick. Everybody was tricked into thinking that by big video. Big Video wants to sell you more controllers, and so they tell you that keyboard and mouse sucks. They're lying. You've been deceived by Big Video.
Oh.
Gamers really are the most oppressed minority. We need to rise up.
Yes.
Oh, here's your first boss.
I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die.
Okay, let's call it after you get killed by this guy, or have a surprise upset.
Ah. What is this? Okay.
He's trying to smash you.
Smash.
Lemmer smash.
Oh.
You got it right as he hit you.
Rip.
Oh, you got him.
No, I didn't beat him. We should end it there, though.
Oh, no, you have to... Wait, you're not done yet.
No.
Unless you have to leave. You have to leave.
No, I have to leave.
Okay. All right, we're gonna call it with that then.